Only 2 minutes. That's all that separates you from divine revelation or devastating misunderstanding. Do not scroll. Do not walk away. The Archangel Michael has spoken. Someone has falsely accused you intentionally with purpose. And their name, you won't believe it. My beloved child, heaven has been watching. And this moment is not random. It's a Kairos summons. The Most High says, I plead with you, do not ignore this, or you may be the one who pays the price. There's something happening behind closed doors, something your spirit already felt but couldn't explain. The strange stars, the sudden silence, the shift in how they speak your name, it all traces back to one person, one betrayal. And it wasn't a mistake, it was a plan. You were framed not for what you did, but for what you carry. Your light, your calling, your favor. The very things heaven gave you became the target of envy. But God saw it all. The Lord detests lying lips, but He delights in people who are trustworthy. Proverbs 12:22. Archangel Michael stands beside you now, sword drawn, clearing every crooked path the enemy tried to block. The trap they set is turning on them. What was meant to destroy you will become the platform where you rise. Heaven has recorded every twisted word, every screenshot, every attempt to bury your name. And now the truth is breaking through. No weapon formed against you shall prosper, and every tongue that rises in judgment you shall condemn. Isaiah 5:17. For there is nothing hidden that will not be revealed, and nothing concealed that will not be known or brought to light. Luke 8:17. You are seconds away from divine exposure. The one who accused you wore a smile but wielded betrayal. Their name will surface, and when it does, you will know not just by sound, but by the shiver in your soul. God is not punishing you, He is awakening you. This is your moment of reversal, and soon the very mouth that framed you will defend you in public guilt, will force the truth to speak. Stay with me until the very end. These next lines will seal your vindication. Now, as you step forward into this divine role, I invite you to declare your readiness. Type Amen in the comments as a sign of your acceptance, as a bold statement that you are ready to walk into your God-ordained vindication. And don't leave just yet, because in a moment we'll close with a prayer that will release the breakthrough your soul has been waiting for. Heaven has already rendered its verdict in your favor. This is not punishment, but purification and promotion. Watch as doors that once shut begin to open without effort. The time has come. The lies will fall and the truth will rise with your name on it. Now listen carefully, chosen ones. You may not realize it now, but you are standing in the eye of a storm orchestrated not to destroy you, but to expose truth in its purest, most undeniable form. Everything is quiet on the surface, yet the heavens are moving with deliberate force. You're not falling apart, you're being repositioned. You didn't stumble upon this moment by chance. The Lord has led you here not to feed your fear, but to awaken your awareness. There's a holy shift underway, and you're at the very center of it. The storm around you isn't random. It's a divine setup for public vindication. Behind closed doors, conversations were held, not of celebration, but of betrayal. Your name, once spoken with admiration, became the target of calculated deception. The person who accused you wore the mask of kindness, but behind that smile was strategy. They operated like shadows, silent, deliberate, confident in their secrecy. But what they forgot is this: divine timing never misses. The Most High has been watching, not with delay, but with precision. Heaven does not rush justice. It perfects it. And now the moment has arrived. The very lies that were designed to stain your name are unraveling. The trap they built is collapsing from within. Someone close to your accuser, someone they trusted to guard their secrets, has just released the first piece of truth. It came quietly. A leak, a word, a screenshot, but it flipped the entire narrative. And once the first crack appears in a false foundation, the rest follows like dominoes. Their silence is no longer confidence. It's fear. You're not watching revenge. You're witnessing reversal. The Lord is a God of justice. Blessed are all who wait for Him. Isaiah 30-18. This isn't about proving your innocence. It's about revealing their intent. The smirks behind your back are gone. Guilt is growing louder than gossip. The same people who once questioned you are now questioning themselves. One by one, hearts are turning, eyes are opening, and masks are falling. And now, without warning, the one who set you up will reach out casually as if nothing happened. Don't engage. Don't explain. You don't need to. They already know you know. And your silence, it will echo louder than any confrontation ever could. Your restraint became your revelation. The calm you carried was heaven's confirmation. When people try to bait you into chaos, remember the truth doesn't need to shout. It just needs to show up. Archangel Michael has stepped in. His sword is drawn. The realm of heaven is in motion. The lies are choking their creators. And your truth is breaking through like light-piercing heavy clouds. The accusations, the twisted stories, the manipulations, they're disintegrating. Not because you fought, but because you didn't. This battle was never yours to begin with. The courtroom of heaven ruled long before any earthly verdict was formed. And now earth is catching up. God never sleeps. He saw every message, every phone call, every digital trace they tried to delete. And now those messages are being recovered. That evidence is reappearing. The truth is resurfacing in places they never imagined. There is nothing hidden that will not be disclosed, and nothing concealed that will not be known or brought out into the open. Luke 8:17. Someone unexpected, perhaps even someone you forgot, overheard the full conversation. They've stayed silent until now, but something in their spirit is stirring. They're ready to speak. And when they do, their words will cut through the fog like lightning across a midnight sky. Don't confuse delay with denial. Heaven has fingerprints all over this turn of events. And what felt like isolation was actually insulation. You weren't being left behind. You were being lifted out. The story your enemies rehearsed is collapsing. The web they spun around your name, it's coming apart strand by strand. And the crowd that once believed them, they're starting to question the playbook. They're connecting the dots. And they're realizing they were deceived. Let this be clear. Your silence wasn't weakness. It was sacred. It was strength under divine protection. You didn't need to defend yourself. Your restraint was your defense. Your stillness became your shield. The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still. Exodus 14:14. You felt the weight of injustice. You've endured the confusion, the whispers, the gaslighting. But look closely. Your peace is returning quietly but unmistakably. It's not coming like a scream. It's coming like the sunrise. Gentle, radiant, unstoppable. The same voices that once laughed in your absence are whispering with dread. The narrative is crumbling, not because you demanded justice, but because justice has arrived. The divine is intervening without spectacle, yet with unmistakable clarity. In the days ahead, you will witness an unraveling. The person who painted you as reckless, who spread fear through carefully chosen words, will face a mirror they cannot break. Their image is shifting not by your hand, but by heaven's. And in that moment, you will realize something profound. You were never being punished. You were being purified. This was not designed to harm you, but to expose what was hidden, to reveal what was corrupt, to clear the stage for what's next. Because, yes, something far greater is on its way. You are not being pushed down. You are being positioned higher. Your name is being restored, your character refined, your image repainted by truth itself. Every loss you thought you suffered was heaven, quietly trading counterfeit relationships for authentic alignment. And now you're ready. The authorities who once believed the lies are beginning to review the story with new eyes. Details that were missed are now magnified. Testimonies once accepted are being questioned. This is not coincidence. This is calibration. And as your name is cleared, a new assignment will emerge. One born from the fire you walk through in silence. He will make your righteousness shine like the dawn, your vindication like the noonday sun. Psalm 37:6. You won't need to convince anyone. The truth will speak with divine authority, and those who once distanced themselves from you will wish they hadn't. Not because they fear you, but because they now recognize your resilience. God is not only clearing your name, He's rewriting the script in your favor. He's using your pain as a stage for power. What was meant to end your reputation is now elevating your destiny. This isn't the end. It's the beginning of something radical, something holy, something long overdue. And no, you're not imagining the shift you feel, the pressure in your chest, the goosebumps on your arms. That's not anxiety. That's confirmation. That's release. That's vindication. Your spirit is reacting to truth, finally being set free. The same people who doubted you will soon say, we had it wrong. And those who cursed your silence will begin to respect your strength. Their whispers will turn to awe, their accusations to apologies. Archangel Michael declares, your innocence has been sealed by heaven. You are not losing, you are rising. The deception has expired. The stage is now set for your revealing. This is the divine turning point. What was hidden is now seen. What was spoken in secret is now shouted from rooftops. And your peace will be your crown. Now listen closely. Not with your ears alone, but with your spirit. What you're walking through is not punishment. It is preparation. You're not being sent into a prison. You're being positioned into purpose. What tried to chain you is about to become the very bridge that carries you into the next season of your calling. The walls around you aren't closing in. They're falling away. This moment right here is sacred. Heaven has seen it all. The whispers, the false accusations, the character assassination wrapped in fake smiles and subtle glances. People judged without asking, condemned without listening. But while their voices were loud, your silence was louder. You didn't retaliate. You didn't collapse. You stood firm in the storm, faithful and still. And now something holy is beginning to stir in your favor. Be still before the Lord and wait patiently for Him. Do not fret when people succeed in their ways, when they carry out their wicked schemes. Psalm 37:7. The storm may have been silent, but it was never empty. It was full of God's activity behind the scenes. While others were building narratives, heaven was building a testimony. What was meant to break you has only revealed what couldn't be broken. And now, even as some try to hold on to the story they created, it is slipping from their grasp. Their lies are unraveling. Their control is dissolving. The one who twisted your truth is now being confronted by their own reflection. Their deception can no longer breathe in your atmosphere. They cannot rest. They cannot breathe easy. The mirror has turned toward them, and it reflects what they tried to bury. Guilt is heavy, especially when it meets divine justice. For the Lord is righteous. He loves justice. The upright will see His face. Psalm 11:7. You, on the other hand, are rising not with vengeance, but with vision. Your glow is different now. There's a calm over your life that doesn't make sense to the world, and yet it's exactly what God promised. Peace that surpasses understanding. People notice it. They feel it. They're drawn to it. Not everyone can explain it, but no one can deny it. You don't need to fight for your innocence anymore. The truth has taken that task into its own hands. Bit by bit, the lies are folding. Documents once used to shame you are being re-examined. Stories once believed are being questioned. Even those who once pointed fingers are pausing, rethinking, whispering among themselves, were we wrong? Yes, they were, because you were never the problem. You were the disruption to their illusion. And that's what threatened them. But what they never expected, what they couldn't predict, is that your stillness was not surrender. It was strategy. It was surrender to God, not man. And now heaven is turning the tables, not with noise, but with undeniable truth. Archangel Michael stands over this moment, not to bring vengeance, but revelation. You didn't have to expose anyone. Heaven is doing it for you quietly, precisely, unstoppably. The same people who once avoided your name are now reaching out, not in arrogance, but in remorse. They're seeking peace. They're seeking alignment. Some don't even know why, but their spirit does. Because when destiny moves, resistance breaks. You are not who they said you were. And now the evidence is shifting to reflect that. People are remembering your integrity. They're seeing the consistency between your words and your walk. The accusations made against you are being dwarfed by the grace that's on you. That's what divine reversal looks like, when your peace becomes the proof and your posture becomes the prophecy. He raises the poor from the dust and lifts the needy from the ash heap. He seats them with princes and has them inherit a throne of honor. 1 Samuel 2:8. This is your inheritance. Not revenge, not bitterness, but recognition. The kind that comes from God and cannot be revoked by man. The fog is clearing. The weight is lifting. A sacred calm now rests on you. It's not a spotlight of ego. It's the glow of vindication. What tried to bury you has become the soil for your rise. And every tear you shed in silence is now watering your future. The false accuser, their allies are walking away. Their influence is cracking. The crowd they tried to impress has turned cold. Because of what you did, but because of what they did. And because of what God is revealing. Their campaign to destroy your name has only unveiled their own insecurities. The same space they used to discredit you is now the scene where truth takes the spotlight. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give supper thanks with contributions of up to $120. I pay men to get blessing $100 million. Your reputation now carries the weight of grace. The same lips that once spread lies will soon speak your praises. The ones who mocked your silence will marvel at your strength. This is not fantasy. This is prophecy unfolding in real time. And the miracles, they're not loud, they're not dramatic, but they are everywhere. Doors are opening that no one can shut. Respect is coming from unexpected places. Resources are flowing in ways that logic can't explain. That's not luck. That's justice. Divine justice. See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? Isaiah 43:19. This is your new thing. This is the beginning of the rest of your life. Not the echo of a broken past, but the anthem of a redeemed future. Heaven has rewritten your story. And it's no longer about pain. It's about power. Not about accusation, but anointing. From now on, rise with gratitude before you reach for your phone. Wake up and thank God even for what's small. Because even in the stillness He was working. Even in the silence He was speaking. And even in the betrayal, He was building something in you that no one can take away. Walk into every space with quiet assurance. You don't need to be loud to be powerful. Your calmness, your composure, your kindness, that is your crown, that is your strength, that is your sermon. Let your light shine before others that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. Matthew 5:16. And what of those who still choose to doubt? Let them. Because the next time your name is mentioned in rooms where it was once cursed, it will be celebrated. Not because you demanded it, but because heaven decreed it. This is not just a comeback. This is the arrival. Everything that was taken is returning, multiplied, strengthened, purified. You didn't lose time, you gained wisdom. You didn't lose status, you gained stature. The pain didn't define you, it refined you. The accuser, they're watching it all unfold. Their own words are unraveling. Their mask has slipped. And now they must face the truth they never imagined would speak back. But you are untouchable. Not because of pride, but because of purpose. The Lord has shielded your name, restored your heart, and secured your future. What's ahead isn't just healing, it's harvest. Not just restoration, but revelation. And it begins now. Everything they tried to take from you, every friendship, every door, every ounce of peace is returning. Not just restored, but multiplied. This isn't compensation, it's confirmation. What was meant to strip you is now clothing you in favor. The very hands that tried to close your future are witnessing the gates swing wide open. And the best part, you didn't have to chase anything. It's finding you because destiny always knows where its name is written. You're not walking into recovery, you're walking into revelation. The opportunities that once slipped away are circling back around. People are re-entering your life, not because you changed who you are, but because time has proven what they tried to deny. Your integrity never left. You stayed kind while being questioned. You stayed grounded while being pushed. And now the world is catching up to what heaven already decided. You were never the villain in the story. You were the target of projection. The truth didn't just clear you, it crowned you. You've stepped into a space where everything now begins to work for you, not against you. Romans 8:28 is alive in your life. All things work together for the good of those who love God, who are called according to His purpose. Yes, even the betrayal, even the false accusation, even the long nights of asking, why me? Because the pain wasn't just there to wound you, it was there to awaken you. The season of false judgment has passed. What began with whispers behind your back is ending with admiration in public. What was used to break you is becoming the very platform where your light cannot be ignored. The atmosphere around your name has changed. You feel it. The heaviness is gone. The tension is lifted. There is clarity now where confusion once stood. The lies have lost their echo. Heaven has declared balance. No accusation will ever have weight against you again. The one who betrayed you, they're unraveling, not through spectacle, but through quiet collapse. Their version of the truth no longer holds. Their supporters are questioning. Their story is full of cracks. Guilt has taken the seat they once reserved for pride. The very circle that clapped for their lies is turning their backs in silence, realizing the light is exposing more than anyone expected. And what they meant for harm, God has sent back with divine precision, boomeranged, not by your effort, but by heaven's order. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Psalm 23:5. This table isn't just set for you. It's been reserved with your name carved into it. And now it's being served with truth, justice, and recognition. Your name is not just being restored. It's being reborn. You no longer need to explain yourself. You no longer owe an answer to voices that once refused to hear your side. Silence has become your sanctuary. And in that silence, the truth has done more than your words ever could. The people who once doubted are the same ones now reaching out, seeking forgiveness, asking to stand beside the light they once avoided. That's what divine reversal looks like. Not loud, not dramatic, but complete. What you're experiencing is not just closure, it's transcendence. This is the part of your story where you rise quietly, confidently, permanently. The false accuser has run out of words. Their plan collapsed under its own weight. And now the universe, with divine timing, is placing the crown where it always belonged, on the head of the one who stood with grace. You, Archangel Michael, declares this moment, your divine spotlight, where what was hidden is made visible and what was stolen is returned with interest. This isn't just vindication, it's elevation. Not because you fought, but because you refused to let darkness change your light. Heaven watched your tears, watched you carry pain silently, watched you choose kindness in the face of cruelty. And now heaven responds not with thunder, but with favor. Not with war, but with justice wrapped in peace. Everything they said about you is being erased by what God is doing through you. Their stories have no power. Where God's truth speaks, their version fades like smoke. Your legacy is etched in truth, unshakable and eternal. You didn't just survive the fire, you emerged from it, refined like gold. That is why everything feels different now. It's not your imagination, it's your atmosphere changing. Doors are opening effortlessly. Respect is finding its way to your name. Blessings are arriving from directions you never looked toward. It's not pride, it's divine protection earned through endurance. Your reputation has not just recovered, it has been rewritten. No label can stick to what God has sanctified. You are no longer a reflection of what was done to you. You are the evidence of what grace can do through you. And that is why even the ones who spoke against you are watching in awe, wondering how you made it through. This is your quiet victory, your eternal peace, your public redemption. And it's unfolding now, not for applause, but for purpose, because your story was never about accusation. It was about ascension. The false words are gone. The old shadows have faded. What's left now is light, unshakable, undeniable, holy truth. Let that light now guide your steps. Not to prove yourself, not to retaliate, but to lift others who are still in battles like the one you've just walked through. Speak encouragement instead of judgment. Be the presence that brings peace in a world chasing noise. Use what you've learned to build, not break. Because heaven doesn't measure success by applause. Heaven measures it by how many people stand stronger because you refused to give up. And you didn't. You've walked through storms designed to silence you. And here you are, still standing, still chosen, still glowing. This is not coincidence. This is confirmation. The energy that once tried to break you now bows in respect. Every false word has lost its echo. Every curse has lost its grip. You are untouchable, not because you escaped pain, but because you transformed through it. Isaiah 61:7 says, instead of your shame, you will receive a double portion and everlasting joy will be yours. This is the double portion. This is the joy no lie can touch. This is what happens when light wins even in silence. They're seeing the real you now. Not the version others tried to distort, but the quiet strength that never bowed to hatred. The grace that endured betrayal. The light that remained unshaken when lies were louder than facts. There's no need to defend yourself anymore. The war surrounding your name has ended, not with a bang, but with a holy hush. And in that stillness, your vindication has emerged. The voice of Archangel Michael is clear. The conflict is over. The verdict is sealed. You are free from every false word spoken against you. Every label meant to confine you has fallen away. Every lie that tried to cling to your character has been washed clean. The same walls that once boxed you in are crumbling, not to collapse you, but to make room for your rise. What once felt like punishment was preparation. What looked like isolation was divine protection. And now justice has arrived, not through revenge, but through radiant truth. There is no need for confrontation. Your silence has already spoken louder than any defense ever could. They tried to twist your peace into pride. They tried to paint your light as arrogance. But the masks are slipping. Their stories are unraveling. The people they once deceived are stepping back, recognizing the deception for what it was. Jealousy dressed as concern, pride masked as truth. And the same crowd that once doubted you is starting to turn their heads, not in judgment, but in awe. You are walking into a season of elevation that requires no explanation. You're not being reintroduced, you're being revealed. Isaiah 62:2 says, the nations will see your righteousness and all kings your glory. You will be called by a new name that the mouth of the Lord will bestow. That new name, it's not built on public opinion. It's anchored in divine recognition. Your presence now commands respect. Not because of what you proved, but because of what you endured. And that glow around you, it's not coincidence. It's clarity. It's peace. returning home to a heart that never surrendered. It's heaven's way of saying, well done. You didn't retaliate. You didn't cave. You let me speak on your behalf. The one who accused you is now looking into the mirror of their own making. Their influence is fading. Their allies are distant. The stories they built are collapsing under the weight of their own contradictions. Guilt has become their companion, and the truth is rising with a power they cannot stop. Meanwhile, you are becoming unshakable, not hardened but refined. Your name is being spoken again, but this time it carries the weight of restoration. It carries the sound of honor. It travels through rooms where your character had once been questioned and now stands affirmed. Doors are opening not because you knocked harder, but because heaven ordered them to swing wide. You're not chasing opportunity. Opportunity is being assigned to you. What they used to frame you has become the evidence that clears you. The very words they meant for harm are now being used to show who truly stood in the light. Just as Joseph's brothers sold him into slavery to destroy his dream, they unknowingly pushed him closer to his destiny. Genesis 50-20 echoes through your life now. You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good to accomplish what is now being done. This is that moment when pain becomes purpose, when suffering births sovereignty, when misunderstanding is swallowed by revelation. You've stepped into a vibration that only those who've walked through fire can carry. Not scorched, but radiant, not shattered, but whole. That's why people approach you differently now. There's something untouchable about your energy. Not pride, but peace earned through perseverance. You didn't just survive, you transformed. Their rumors have turned to silence. Their distance has turned to apology. And your stillness, it's become the loudest sermon ever preached. You've crossed the line between being defined by what they said and being elevated by what heaven has confirmed. The evidence is everywhere. Emails are resurfacing. Truth is unraveling lies like thread. And one by one, hearts are awakening to what was always there. Your integrity, untouched by slander, wrapped in divine light. You no longer have to explain. You no longer have to revisit. The closure you've longed for isn't coming with a bang. It's arriving as a whisper from the Spirit. It is finished. Doors that once refused to open now unlock themselves. People who once walked away now return not to observe but to respect. You've entered a space where only truth can follow you and only light can stand beside you. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give supper thanks with contributions of up to $120. I pay men to get blessing 100 million. That isn't pride. That's spiritual authority. The shift is already visible. The weight is lifting. The calm you feel, that's closure. That's completion. That's the sound of justice, carried out not by man's hand, but by heaven's will. So now walk forward not as one who was merely cleared, but as one who has been commissioned. The same energy that once tried to bury you has bowed before your endurance. You've stepped into the fullness of your identity, untouched by shadows, untouched by shame. Psalm 126:5 says, those who sow with tears will reap with songs of joy. And now, beloved, your reaping has begun. Let the world wonder. Let them watch. Let them witness what heaven has already affirmed. You are free. You are chosen. You are rising. You've entered sacred territory. This is not just the closing of a chapter. It's the unveiling of a calling. What tried to crush you has only crowned you. You've become the living proof that grace wins without needing applause. And while others shouted their version of the truth, heaven whispered yours. And now the world is listening. There's a stillness around you that wasn't there before. It's not emptiness, it's elevation. The peace you now carry isn't the absence of pain, but the evidence of survival. You didn't rise by force, you rose by faith. And that's what makes this moment so holy. The war over your name is over. Heaven has spoken. The lies that clung to your reputation like smoke have vanished in the wind of divine justice. Archangel Michael declares, "You have passed through the fire, and now the reward comes." This is not coincidence. This is prophecy fulfilled. The false narrative that once followed you has been erased, not just in private, but in every space that mattered. The people who once accepted the lie without question are now defending your name without even realizing why. They feel the shift. They sense the truth, and it's undeniable. Scripture says in Job 8:6-7, "If you are pure and upright, surely then he will rouse himself for you and restore your rightful habitation. And though your beginning was small, your latter days will be very great." That time has come. The one who falsely accused you is now walking in the shadow of their own actions. Their voice no longer carries weight. Their influence has crumbled, and their plans have returned to them, silent, sharp, and divine. This is what the justice of God looks like. Quiet, calculated, unstoppable. Look at the alignment. New people entering your life. New doors opening effortlessly. Opportunities returning not with delay, but with divine timing. Your name once dismissed now holds presence. You're not explaining yourself anymore. You're simply being, and your peace is louder than their noise ever was. You are no longer just cleared, you are crowned. Every moment of doubt was building your inner temple. Every delay was shaping the very stage you now stand on. What once felt like rejection was God's redirection to protect the purity of your assignment. You're not the accused, you are the anointed. And yes, the glow you feel is real. This is your after the ashes moment. The world is catching up to what heaven always knew. What once disqualified you in the eyes of man has now been used by God to establish you. You were never meant to be defined by accusation. You were always destined for ascension. Isaiah 41:10 comes alive in your story now. Do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. And so it is. What once haunted your name has no power here. The peace that now surrounds you isn't fragile. It's forged in fire. It's the reward of restraint. The crown given to those who stood when they had every reason to fall apart. Now the same people who once ignored your pain are being stirred by your presence. They don't even know why they feel pulled toward you. But heaven does. Truth has its own gravitational field. And right now it's working on your behalf. Everything that was once closed is unlocking. Not because you pushed, but because God whispered. You're stepping into favor you didn't ask for, because the cost of your integrity paid for it in full. And now the light you carry is not just noticed, it's revered. The ones who twisted your story are facing their reflection, and it terrifies them. They've run out of spin. The truth stands tall, unashamed, and unbreakable. You didn't need revenge. You didn't need a platform to scream from. You had divine backup all along. This is redemption, but not the kind that needs an audience to validate it. This is heaven's kind, silent, sacred, and unstoppable. Psalm 9:8 says, He rules the world in righteousness and judges the peoples with equity. That's what this moment is. It's your dawn. It's your justice. It's your unveiling. And no, this isn't the end. This is the real beginning, because what they thought would silence you has only given your story a greater reach. You are walking evidence that light doesn't lose, even in silence, even in shadows, even when buried light finds its way through. The same energy that tried to erase you is now bowing to the authority of your peace. This is your glow up season, but not the kind the world promotes. This glow comes from glory. This strength came through surrender. This crown was handed to you because you didn't quit when quitting would have made sense. Your blessings will not trickle in. They'll flood. The emails, the calls, the affirmations, the open doors, all of it was waiting for this moment. The divine calendar is never off. You weren't late. You were protected. And now those who once turned their backs will watch your rise with reverence. Not because you demand it, But because truth always finishes what lies can't survive, you didn't fall. You transformed. And now the light you carry can't be dimmed. Welcome to your breakthrough. Heaven's already opened the way. There comes a moment in every divinely written story when the noise fades and the truth steps forward, not with fury, but with light. That's where you are now. Not in the chaos, not in the courtroom of public opinion, but in the sacred stillness where heaven finishes what it started. The story that was once twisted against you, bent out of shape, weaponized in whispers, has now become the very testimony breathing life back into others. Where some saw a scandal, God planted a seed. And from that soil of betrayal, a legacy is rising. You've become the evidence that God doesn't need to shout to defend His chosen. He simply reveals. And when He does, no lie can survive the light. Archangel Michael speaks clearly in this hour. Your name is written among the redeemed. You passed the test many could not. The test of keeping your heart clean while the world around you got dirty. That's why favor now finds you without effort. The energy of grace doesn't have to announce itself. It flows. It magnetizes. And now everything false is falling away. The one who falsely accused you, their voice has turned hollow. Their story is unraveling. The weight of their deception now rests heavy on their own shoulders. The crowd that once cheered them on has gone quiet, not in defiance, but in realization. Truth, it turns out, doesn't need to defend itself. It simply waits, and then it rises. Ecclesiastes 3:17 declares, God will bring into judgment both the righteous and the wicked. For there will be a time for every activity, a time to judge every deed. That time has come, not with thunder, but with clarity, not with wrath, but with wisdom. The justice heaven brings doesn't break down doors. It reorders atmospheres. What you thought was the end, the heartbreak, the silence, the cruel misunderstandings, was never punishment. It was placement. Heaven wasn't punishing you. It was protecting you from being misaligned with people and platforms not built to hold your light. Now the reversal has begun, but not in chaos. In calm, every wound has turned into wisdom. Every delay was disguised alignment. Every room that closed its door is now sending an invitation. What once felt like exile is being revealed as elevation. And you didn't force this shift. You didn't campaign for recognition. You stood still. You stayed quiet. You trusted the one who sees beyond headlines, beyond gossip, beyond fear. And that is why the shift in your life is so undeniable. Because it wasn't man-made. It was heaven ordained. You've graduated from pain into power, from defense into destiny. There is a new glow around you, not of arrogance, but of assurance. You are no longer trying to be understood. You're simply walking in truth, and the world has noticed. This is the reward of those who wait well. Isaiah 3:18 reminds us, blessed are all who wait for Him. You waited through the storm, through the falsehoods, through the stillness that tested your soul, and now the blessing that was once held back is being poured out in measures you couldn't have imagined. Doors are opening. Not just doors of opportunity, but doors of peace. Conversations that once held tension now carry warmth. People who misjudged you are circling back. Not out of obligation, but because there's something about your presence now commands reflection. It's not intimidation, it's illumination. That's the difference. When you carry truth without bitterness, the person who tried to frame you can no longer occupy your space. Not because you banished them, but because your energy has shifted so drastically that their deception can't breathe in your atmosphere. The very weight of your integrity has pushed their influence out. And you don't need revenge. Their own choices have created their consequences. Justice doesn't always show up with thunder. Sometimes it walks in quietly and rearranges everything. That's what's happening now. You're witnessing your life rise, not just in visibility, but in clarity. You're not surviving anymore. You're standing whole, unshaken, empowered. You've become a walking contradiction to every rumor. Every false claim has dissolved. Every shadow has been replaced by wisdom. You are now the embodiment of grace under fire. Your story is not chasing validation, it's attracting revelation. Those who once questioned your character are now quoting your strength. You've become the reflection of what God does when His child refuses to bow to bitterness. When they choose light in a world that rewards performance, your quiet confidence stands apart. You are now moving in divine rhythm. What was once taken is returning multiplied peace for pressure, clarity for confusion, honor for humiliation. Nothing that was stolen will return in the same form. It will come back refined, purified, aligned with purpose. This is your season of restoration, but not just personal restoration, spiritual fulfillment. Because what you endured wasn't just for your name. It was for the names of those watching in silence, waiting for proof that God still intervenes. You are that proof. You are the story heaven is telling. So when people look at you and wonder how you made it through, they won't see pain. They'll see peace. They'll see a soul that didn't just survive the storm, it outgrew it. And this, beloved, is your legacy. You didn't break. You transformed. And because you trusted the process, your name now echoes with divine clarity. It's not being whispered in judgment. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give supper thanks with contributions of up to $120. I pay men to get blessing $100 million.